All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and begin here. I can't really do much here if nobody's showing up, and I see no participants here. I know I didn't announce that, meaning I didn't announce that I would be doing a live stream, but I'm going to be doing this a couple times a week now. I was thinking Wednesdays and Fridays. Um, Either midday or afternoon. Hi, Daphne. Um, so all I'm going to do is wait because this is a Q&A. So I'm not going to say anything until people show up outside of Daphne. Daphne's always supportive. So, um, considering I'm not going to be really say anything until we get things going, maybe I can play something else. I guess I could. Love opens the door. Not quite sure what I have here. Let me see what this is. Oh, okay. Now I know what it is. Sully, hey, good to have you here, man. This is a Q&A for the workshop. So I'm going to be promoting this pretty consistently so people know that it's available or can be available. It depends on how many attendees I have. I have to have at least 10 for me to be able to do this. So, if there is any questions to be asked about the workshop, it doesn't matter what question it is. It doesn't matter what question it may be, or just wondering what it is and what what I'm going to be doing or what's going to be taking place. Go ahead and ask. I'm content just to sit here and stare at the screen. So just let you know. It's a Q&A, meaning question and answer. You ask the questions and I give the answers. And then in regard to the workshop is our multidimensional anatomy workshop. For many reasons, which I will not go into, haven't done the ceremony of the Taran because it's all connected. And for a few reasons, I thought this was the better way to go, and that is to provide a workshop. And I'll do this for a while, for I guess probably the next week or so. I'll keep promoting this. If nobody responds to it, then I'll probably just go with those who are interested in the workshop within a one-on-one instead of having a group. And then I'll just continue to promote it. But I can't really do what I intend to do within this time zone and with the time zone across the pond if I don't have at least a consistency of 10 attendees for each week. So I know that people will come in perhaps and it may be not for them and they'll end up leaving, but there has to be a consistency of at least 10 attendees for this, for it to be worth me doing, because there's a whole lot of time and effort that has to go into this, and I can't be expending my energy for this if it's not going to be beneficial for everybody, myself first included. So again, that's what this is for. I am here to answer questions about what it's about or anything that you have in mind that you may not know of. And again, I am content to just stare at the screen. So I'm not going to talk anymore. And I'm going to get rid of myself there, and you can stare at a pretty picture. How's that? Let me know when you have anything that you would like to ask or add or talk amongst yourselves. I'm not going to make this difficult for me anymore. So. All right, so we're 12 minutes into this stream, and there really isn't much activity going on. Which means I'm going to give this another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll look to adjust the time frame in regard to these live streams, because I want to do them regularly. I want to do them 2 times out of the week. If I can get the workshop going and everything, I'll be able to do that, and I'll have a full schedule going on with this and that, among other things that I'm going to be doing. And so I can be consistent with it. The idea here, what I'm trying to say is, I need to find out when is a good time for to go ahead and do the live stream, so people know that I'm going to be showing up, or if they're interested, they're going to show up. So anyhow, Daphne just got done pulling out. She left. So, all right. Like I said, I'm not going to make this difficult for myself anymore. There's a reason why I haven't been able to do what I've been normally would have been doing. Things happen, and as I mentioned in my previous video in regard to the workshop, and beyond your control. Things happen, things shift. I've had a very close friend of mine who passed away in May, and I didn't know it until a couple months later. And I was sick and everything during that time, and things happen. So I'm trying to be accommodating and do what I can, but I'm not going to push it. But if I can find a better time to do this where people know that I'm going to be showing up regularly, then I'll look to maintain that as much as I'm able. So I didn't expect anybody to show up for this one, so I'm not disappointed. It's been a long time since I've done this. And there it is. So Friday, I'll be doing this again, same time. Okay? And I will be, open for questions concerning the workshop. And if that goes where I would like it to go, because there's a lot of things that need to be brought to attention and to be answered, then, I'll stay on that subject. But if not, I'm going to give it a little bit of time to the psychosis that is occurring with Chat GPT, because that's a thing right now, a huge thing. And I would like to talk about the spiritual end of that. And I think it's important to be aware of what's going on with all that. It seems to be taking over in a lot of areas. So I will probably put that first within the title for Friday, just to get people's attention. And just kind of go back and forward between that and the Q&A. So anyhow, Sally just got done disappearing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out. Okay, Daphne, thanks for showing up. Thank you, Sally, for showing up. There it is, folks.